This is your final heavenly notice. A $1 million blessing assigned to you is under attack. Archangel Michael says the name of the enemy will be revealed tonight. This is not a casual word. This is not another message to pass by. This is your final heavenly notice, a divine summons from the courts of heaven. A trumpet sound has been released in the spirit, and it reaches your ears now because you have been marked for something greater than you imagine. Heaven has circled this night on its calendar, and the appointed hour is drawing near. What you do with this word will determine whether your inheritance breaks through into your hands, or whether the adversary continues to interfere with what is rightfully yours. Archangel Michael, the mighty defender, stands in this hour as the messenger and the warrior of your cause. He does not come with soft words or casual comfort, but with the blazing sword of truth and the authority of heaven's throne. He comes to announce that what has been stored for you, a blessing of great weight, a financial breakthrough of $1 million measure, has been under siege. Forces have conspired in silence, whispers have tangled in the shadows, and hands have tried to tamper with the portion written under your name. But you must understand, this word is not for everyone. Not all will hear it. Not all will feel the shaking in their spirit as these words are spoken. This word is selective, reserved for those whose spirit testifies, yes, this is for me. I feel the pull. I hear the call. If your heart is trembling, if your body feels the weight of this moment, then heaven is pointing directly at you. Yet, there is a condition. Tonight cannot be treated as ordinary. You cannot scroll, laugh, or drift without care. Tonight requires watchfulness. Tonight demands silence, prayer, and spiritual attentiveness. The atmosphere will shift, the veil will thin. And when it does, the truth of the enemy will be exposed. But only those awake in the spirit will catch it. Hear this. Heaven has not delayed your blessing. It has been protecting it. Tonight, that protection culminates in revelation. This is your notice. This is your summons. Heaven says, be ready. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Hear me now, for the voice of heaven does not echo in vain. I speak with the authority of the Archangel Michael, the Prince of War, the Guardian of Covenant, the Defender of those chosen by the Most High. This is not a whisper from man, but a thunder from the throne. The heavens are stirring, and the time has struck. Tonight, by the turning of the midnight hour, the hidden name of the one who has opposed your inheritance shall be revealed. No longer will the shadows conceal what has schemed against you. The veil is lifting, and the truth is pressing to the surface. Beloved, do you not sense it? The air is heavy, charged with the weight of a coming revelation. The interruption of this hour is not random. Heaven has dispatched me, Michael, because the blessing assigned to your name is too weighty, too mighty, too destined to remain unnoticed. $1 million portion of wealth, favor, and inheritance has been placed upon your life, and because of its greatness, it has attracted the gaze of the adversary. For the greater the blessing, the fiercer the warfare. For the brighter the crown, the more relentless the opposition. But I declare this now, heaven has chosen this moment to break the silence. Heaven has chosen tonight to uncover the adversary who has meddled, resisted, and interfered. Your portion is under attack, but the sword of the Lord has been unsheathed. The angelic hosts are in formation. The courts of heaven are convened. By the authority of the eternal King, I speak. The hour of unveiling has come. This message is not for all who hear. It is not for the casual listener or the doubting soul. This message is a key, and only those whose spirits are aligned will know how to turn it. If you feel the trembling within, if you sense the fire rushing through your veins as these words are spoken, then heaven confirms it. You are the chosen vessel of this prophecy. The Lord does not scatter words into empty air. He directs them like arrows, and right now, that arrow has landed at the center of your spirit. Take heed. The clock of heaven is ticking. By midnight, the whisper of heaven will shift into a roar. You will feel it. You will know it. The name of the enemy will no longer remain hidden. Those who plotted in secret will stumble in the light. Those who mask themselves in smiles will tremble when truth strips their disguise. Heaven has sounded the alarm, and Michael has been released to war on your behalf. So prepare yourself. Position your heart. Silence your flesh. Set your mind upon the Lord. For tonight, the lines of destiny will shift, and your blessing will no longer remain in dispute. You are at the edge of exposure, at the threshold of victory, at the unveiling of heaven's justice. And I, Michael, declare, you will see the hand of the Lord move swiftly, and you will know that the enemy has no hold on what God has sealed for you. Type Amen if you receive this heavenly charge. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. There is a stirring in your spirit that you cannot explain, a restlessness that presses upon your chest, a weight that will not lift. This is not your imagination. It is the whisper of heaven alerting you that unseen eyes have been fixed upon your blessing. Even now, there are those who speak well to your face, yet in the shadows, their tongues turn sharp. They smile before you, but behind your back, they gather in secret meetings, whispering, calculating, and devising how to divert what has been assigned to your hands. They see your steps forward. They feel the momentum of your rise. And though they cannot comprehend the fullness of your calling, they know enough to fear it. Do you not sense their unease? Do you not perceive how their tone shifts when your name is spoken? They know that something is coming for you, something they cannot control, something they cannot counterfeit. They cannot see the heavenly signature that seals your blessing, but they feel the vibration of your breakthrough in the atmosphere. And because they feel it, they have turned their thoughts against you. Betrayal has begun to take shape. It may not yet be visible in the open, but in the hidden places, they are plotting. Yet here lies the mystery. The very ones who have set themselves against your blessing do not realize that their actions are being recorded in heaven's courts. Every whisper is noted. Every plan is exposed before the throne. Heaven is not blind, and Archangel Michael has been dispatched to announce, their schemes will not endure. But heaven allows this moment of unease, this sense of betrayal, because it awakens you. It sharpens your spirit. It draws you into alignment with the urgency of the hour. You feel the tension rising because your inheritance is near. $1 million portion of blessing has your name etched upon it, and it is too heavy to remain hidden. The enemy senses it, but the enemy does not understand it. They have seen your growth, but they do not know the crown that rests upon your head in the spirit. They have watched your steps, but they cannot comprehend the oil that flows from your life. And so they resist blindly, like one groping in the dark, hoping to strike something they cannot truly see. And now you stand in the middle of mystery. Who is it? Who resists? Who speaks one thing before you and another when you turn away? Heaven has not yet revealed the name, but tonight the veil will be torn. Tonight the mystery will end. Tonight, those who pretended loyalty but hid betrayal will no longer remain concealed. For the weight of your blessing demands exposure, and the hour of revelation draws near. Do not let this unsettle you into fear. Let it sharpen you into discernment. Let it remind you that you are marked, chosen, and sealed by God. The storm you feel in your emotions is not a sign of defeat, but a sign of victory pressing against resistance. Hold steady, for the unveiling is close, and with the unveiling comes the release of your portion. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is now unlocked for you. Hey loved, as this word stirs your spirit, I remind you that messages like this are not entertainment. They are a lifeline. Each word spoken here is a seed of truth, meant to unlock destinies and protect blessings under attack. When you stand with this mission, you are not just supporting a voice. You are fueling the spread of God's word into hearts that are weary and waiting. Scripture declares that those who sow into the work of heaven will reap a harvest pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And right now, you have the opportunity to be part of that river of blessing. I invite you, yes, you, to stand as a partner in this move of God by sowing a seed through Super Thanks, through channel membership, or through the PayPal link in the description below. This is not a donation. This is a prophetic act of alignment. As you release, heaven releases. As you sow, heaven multiplies. Step into this moment, for your giving today is tied to the unlocking of tomorrow's blessing. Hear me, for what you are facing is not ordinary opposition. This is not simply jealousy, not merely envy, not even just human interference. What you are experiencing is warfare in the unseen realm, a direct strike against the inheritance heaven has marked with your name. The blessing you carry, the blessing worth $1 million measure, is not just money, it is mantle. It is influence, favor, and authority. It is the kind of breakthrough that not only changes your household, but shakes generations after you. That is why the adversary has raised a hand against it. That is why your steps forward have met resistance. For the adversary knows that if you receive what heaven has appointed, his grip over others will weaken. Do not mistake the shaking. Do not confuse the storm. This is not happening because you are forgotten. It is happening because you are chosen. The weight of your calling is the reason for the weight of your warfare. Hell does not waste its resources on the indifferent, nor does the enemy attack those who pose no threat. He strikes at the rising, he attacks the anointed, he confronts the crown. If you feel pressed on every side, it is because your destiny has pressed its way into the enemy's sight. But here is the truth heaven declares. Your reaction in this hour determines your outcome. This battle is not fought with fists or with words. It is not won in the court of public opinion. It is secured in the silence of prayer and the posture of trust. Heaven is watching not merely what happens around you, but how you respond. Will you lash out? Will you fight flesh with flesh? Or will you remain still and allow the Lord of hosts to move on your behalf? For the moment you choose silence, the moment you refuse to retaliate, the sword of Michael is freed to strike. Beloved, understand this. Your silence is not weakness. Your restraint is not surrender. It is a signal to heaven that you trust divine justice more than human vengeance. And heaven honors those who endure with faith. Heaven rewards those who wait with patience. Even now, angels are stationed around you, guarding the blessing, encamping around your household, ensuring that the portion assigned to your name does not slip into the enemy's hands. The pressure you feel is not abandonment, it is proof that the courts of heaven are active in your case. I tell you the truth, you are not losing ground, you are gaining ground. Every dart the enemy has thrown has only testified to heaven that you are worthy of the mantle. Every whisper spoken against you has only confirmed the oil upon your life. Every attempt to steal, to delay, to deny your inheritance has only strengthened heaven's decree that this blessing cannot be taken. It can only be delivered in its appointed time. So stand. Endure. Remain steadfast. For heaven watches your obedience. Heaven records your endurance. And when the testing proves your trust, the release will be swift, the unveiling unstoppable, the breakthrough undeniable. The $1 million blessing will not be stolen. It will be secured. And the enemy will regret ever touching what was written in heaven with your name. Type "I trust heaven's justice" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2299 is now active over your life. Beloved, hear the urgency of heaven's warning, for the adversary is not still. Even now, the enemy stirs, plotting to escalate, preparing to strike with greater boldness. For the first time in this season, you are standing at the brink of open confrontation. The whispers that have circled in secret, the murmurs that once hid in the shadows, are preparing to step into the light. Within 72 hours, a shift will take place. What has been quiet will attempt to grow loud. What has been subtle will try to become blatant. The enemy, sensing the nearness of your blessing, grows restless and reckless. Do not be surprised if tension arises. Do not be shocked if faces you once trusted reveal cracks. The shaking is not your downfall. It is the unveiling. Heaven has decreed that the masks must fall, and in order for you to walk into the fullness of your inheritance, the hidden hand must be shown. For the enemy thinks he has hidden himself well, but heaven laughs at his disguise. He believes he can strike undetected, but heaven has already marked the hour of his exposure. The atmosphere around you will feel heady, as though spiritual pressure is closing in. Do not fear this pressure. It is not the weight of defeat, it is the weight of heaven's courtroom convening. Right now, the scrolls are being opened, the charges are being read, and the verdict is being prepared. Every lie spoken against you is being documented. Every scheme formed in secret is being unveiled. Every attempt to tamper with your portion is being counted as evidence. And soon, the judge of heaven will hand down the ruling. Within these 72 hours, the enemy will attempt to shake you into reaction. They will provoke, they will test, they will push. They hope you will break your silence. They hope you will forfeit your composure. But remember the words spoken before. Your restraint is your weapon. Your stillness is your shield. If you remain under heaven's covering, the sword of Michael will strike for you. But if you take matters into your own hands, you step into the enemy's trap. This is why you must watch. This is why you must pray. This is why you must stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I tell you the truth, this confrontation is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to expose the adversary. Heaven is orchestrating it. Heaven is allowing the enemy to overplay his hand so that the disguise will crumble and the true face of opposition will be revealed. The enemy believes he is moving against you, but in reality, he is moving into heaven's net. So prepare yourself. Guard your spirit. Do not be shaken by sudden storms, unexpected words, or unusual resistance. These are not signs of your defeat. They are signs of your victory approaching. By the end of this window, the enemy will be unmasked, and your blessing will be secured beyond dispute. Heaven does not warn without purpose. Heaven does not reveal without redemption. Tonight, this word comes to you so that you may endure the pressure, resist the provocation, and hold steady until the revelation bursts forth. Type "I will not be shaken" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 3030 now surrounds you. Beloved, the courts of heaven have seen the stirring of the enemy, and so heaven has not left you uncovered. You are not abandoned, nor are you unprotected. Even now, Archangel Michael stands assigned to your case. His sword is drawn, his shield is lifted, and his wings spread over you as a covering. Do not mistake the silence of heaven for absence. The silence is strategy. While you wait, heaven wars. While you rest, heaven restrains the hand of the destroyer. And while the adversary schemes in darkness, Michael stands guard with blazing fire to ensure that what belongs to you remains untouched. You are being called into a posture of stillness. This is not the hour to engage in drama, nor is it the season to fight battles in the flesh. The enemy is desperate for your reaction because your reaction would give him entry. If he can stir you into arguments, he gains a foothold. If he can provoke you into bitterness, he gains influence. But if you remain still, if you remain silent, if you remain hidden under the shadow of the Almighty, he has no access to your blessing. Heaven will not allow him to touch what you refuse to expose. I tell you plainly, silence is not weakness. Silence is warfare. Stillness is not passivity. Stillness is power. Your prayers are louder than your words, and your obedience resounds louder in heaven than any shout in the earth. This is why heaven instructs you. Watch, wait, and trust. Keep your spirit sharp, keep your tongue restrained, and keep your heart anchored in the word of the Lord. The less you move in the flesh, the more heaven moves on your behalf. Consider the ancient battles. Israel did not always fight with swords. Sometimes they marched around walls in silence until the walls fell by divine power. Sometimes they stood still until the sea parted before them. Sometimes they sent forth praise while the enemy destroyed itself. In the same way, this battle is not yours, but the Lord's. Your silence is the signal for Michael to fight. Your restraint is the permission for heaven's armies to engage. And so I say unto you, do not entangle yourself in petty disputes. Do not defend yourself before men when heaven is already defending you before angels. Withdraw from the drama. Step away from the noise. Your energy must not be wasted on battles too small for your destiny. $1 million blessing is at stake. Generational wealth and influence are in play. Why would you squander your spirit on the trivial when heaven has appointed you for the eternal? Lift your prayers like incense before the throne. Watch for the signs in the night. Pay attention to the stirring in your spirit, for heaven will alert you when the moment of revelation comes. And above all, trust that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you shall be condemned. That is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and tonight it is your shield. So take courage. You are not defenseless. You are not exposed. You are surrounded, shielded, and secured by heaven's armies. And Michael, the warrior of God, has been loosed to fight for you. This is your hour of safety, your hour of covering, your hour of divine protection. Type "Heaven is my shield" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4545 is now protecting you. Beloved, hear this truth with the full weight of heaven's authority. You are no longer who they thought you were. The enemy has tried to size you up based on your past, based on your mistakes, based on your old seasons of weakness. But that image no longer exists. You have been transformed. You have been sharpened. You have been hidden in the refining fire of God, and now you emerge with authority that your adversaries cannot recognize, but they cannot deny. The very reason they are fighting you now is because heaven has elevated you, and the enemy senses the shift even before you see its fullness. Do not let your heart remain in the posture of the victim. You are not one who is barely surviving. You are one who is rising. The enemy's attacks are not proof of your defeat. They are confirmation of your promotion. When hell wages war this violently, it is only because heaven has placed something so weighty upon you that it threatens the gates of darkness themselves. You are wearing a crown they cannot see, but they can feel its weight in the spirit. You are walking in authority they cannot explain, but they tremble at its approach. Even now, heaven adjusts your posture. The fire of trial has not burned you away. It has forged you into steel. The wings of destiny stretch behind you, and the crown of authority is being set more firmly upon your head. You are not the same vessel you were last year. You are not the same soul you were in your last season. You carry an anointing that has increased, a mantle that has deepened, and a calling that cannot be revoked. And though the enemy thought to break you, he has only unveiled the power that was dormant within you all along. See yourself as heaven sees you, rising, advancing, overcoming. No longer bowed under oppression, but standing tall in authority. no longer silenced by fear, but speaking with the voice of one who knows heaven's backing. No longer hidden in shadows, but burning with the fire of one whose destiny is too great to remain concealed. You are not at the mercy of your enemies. Your enemies are at the mercy of your God. This shift is crucial. If you continue to see yourself as a victim, you will live beneath the measure of your calling. But if you step into the identity heaven has declared, you will rise above every scheme, every whisper, every plot. For the Lord has decreed that the attack itself is your confirmation. The warfare you feel is proof that your elevation is real. If you were not rising, they would not resist. If you were not chosen, they would not conspire. If you were not anointed, they would not attack. The battle is the evidence of your blessing. So lift your head. Adjust your crown. Spread your wings. The fire in your bones is rising because heaven has ordained it. Do not shrink back. Do not cower. Do not question whether you deserve what heaven has appointed. Heaven does not waste mentals. Heaven does not make mistakes. Heaven has chosen you, and the time of your unveiling is now. Type "I rise empowered" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 5151 is now released upon you. Now the veil begins to part, and the truth rises from the depths. The reason the enemy has resisted so fiercely, the reason the whispers have grown louder, the reason the weight of warfare has pressed so heavily upon your spirit is because a blessing of great magnitude has been assigned to your name. It is not a mere token of favor. It is not a small measure of breakthrough. This is $1 million blessing, not just in finances, but in value, in influence, in reach, in legacy. Heaven has written it in the scrolls, sealed it with the king's signet, and marked it under your name. No one else may claim it. No adversary may own it. No counterfeit may replace it. It belongs to you, and to you alone. Understand this clearly. This blessing is more than money. Money is the vessel, but destiny is the treasure. The $1 million portion assigned to you is tied to your life's mission, to the impact your obedience will release, to the souls your breakthrough will touch. It is a destiny-level transition, a shifting from surviving into ruling, from managing into multiplying, from waiting into walking. Heaven has chosen you to carry this blessing because you will not hoard it, but release it. You will not waste it, but steward it. You will not bury it, but plant it where it yields eternal fruit. This is why the enemy has stirred against you. He does not care about currency. He fears kingdom impact. He does not rage over numbers. He trembles at souls delivered, families restored, and generations transformed by what you will carry. He understands that if this portion reaches you, it will ripple beyond your household into regions, into nations, into eternity itself. That is why the resistance has been fierce. That is why betrayal has lurked in the shadows. That is why unease has stalked your steps. But hear this. Heaven's record is unshakable. The scrolls have been sealed, and the blessing cannot be stolen. It may be delayed, it may be resisted, but it cannot be denied. For when heaven writes a name upon a blessing, the name becomes the only rightful owner. And tonight, I declare with the authority of Archangel Michael, your name is written upon this $1 million blessing. It will not slip through your hands. It will not be diverted into the camp of your enemy. It will be delivered in its appointed hour. Beloved, the enemy is exposed. The reason for the attack is revealed. And soon, the very face behind the whispers will be unmasked. Do not fear the revelation. Welcome it. For exposure clears the path for release. Exposure unlocks what was restrained. Exposure finalizes what was pending. And when the name of your enemy is revealed, the blessing tied to your destiny will flow freely, without hindrance, without resistance, without delay. So stand firm. The prophecy is alive. The promise is secure. Your name has been recorded in heaven's registry, linked to wealth, influence, and favor beyond what you imagined. The blessing is not just near, it is yours. Type "My name is written" in the comments if you receive this prophecy. Blessing code 6262 is now active in your life. Beloved, pause for a moment and see the magnitude of what heaven has spoken. $1 million blessing tied to your name is not a small thing. It is a river of provision meant to touch lives beyond your own. And when you stand with this mission, you become part of that river. Scripture declares that when you sow, you reap a harvest beyond measure. And right now, heaven invites you into prophetic alignment. I tell you this not as a request, but as a divine opportunity. As you release a seed through Super Thanks, through membership, or through the PayPal link below, you are not giving to man. You are sowing into the kingdom, and heaven records it as faith. Every seed becomes a weapon against delay. Every act of support becomes oil poured upon the altar. Do not miss this moment. Act now, for your giving will echo in heaven, and heaven will multiply it back into your life. Beloved, the time has come to move beyond hearing into acting, beyond receiving into responding. Heaven has sounded the trumpet, and now the call is upon you. Your destiny is waiting for your yes. The scrolls of heaven bear your name. The angels have been dispatched. The blessing has been confirmed, but heaven waits for you to align with obedience. This is the hour where your words matter, your posture matters, your response matters. For while heaven writes, men must agree. Destiny is not passive. It is activated by surrender. Do not think the weight of this word rests lightly. This is not a message for entertainment. This is not a prophecy to tickle your ears. This is a summons from eternity, a moment when heaven leans low to see how you will respond. If you speak yes, if you declare I receive, if you align your heart and your actions with what has been spoken, the blessing that has been restrained will break through. But if you remain passive, if you let the moment slip by, the enemy will continue to circle, hoping to delay what is already written. I tell you plainly, heaven is not waiting on permission to bless you. Heaven is waiting on agreement. The King has decreed your inheritance, but the unlocking hinges on your voice, your faith, your alignment. You must not shrink from this hour. You must rise into it. Heaven is not calling you into fear. It is calling you into faith. Heaven is not asking you to retreat. It is asking you to advance. Heaven is not waiting for your hesitation. It is waiting for your declaration. Even now, lift your words. Speak aloud. I align. I agree. I am ready. Do not underestimate the power of your voice. When heaven hears faith, it responds with acceleration. When you declare your obedience, angels move swiftly. Assignments are released. Chains are broken. Your voice in the earth echoes as agreement in heavens, and agreement activates destiny. This is not just about financial blessing, though it includes it. This is about stepping into the life heaven ordained, the calling written before you were formed, the mantle that has waited for this hour. The $1 million blessing is a sign, a resource, a key. But the true treasure is the destiny it unlocks. And heaven waits for you to claim it, not with hesitation, but with boldness. Rise, chosen one. Rise from fear into faith. Rise from silence into declaration. Rise from waiting into walking. The time for hesitation has ended. The time for activation has begun. Heaven is watching. Angels are listening. The King himself waits for your response. Do not let this pass as though it were another moment. This is your hour, your summons, your activation. Type ISAYYS in the comments if you align with heaven's call. Blessing code 7373 is now released into your life. Be loved. While you walk in the earth unaware of every detail, heaven is engaged in a silent exchange on your behalf. Even as you rest at night, even as your mind wrestles with unease, even as your emotions feel the weight of what you cannot see, angelic armies are contending for what belongs to you. The blessing written in your name is not lying dormant. It is in negotiation. The courts of heaven have gathered, scrolls have been unsealed, and the accuser has dared to challenge your portion. But hear this, the Lion of Judah has spoken, and Michael and his hosts war with fire to ensure that the inheritance does not remain withheld. There is a transaction in motion, unseen by earthly eyes. What the enemy tried to steal is being demanded back. What was delayed is being released with interest. What was whispered away in dark corners is being shouted down in the halls of heaven. The adversary thought he could hold your portion captive, but heaven is pressing a decree that says, release what is not yours. Return what was never yours to keep. For blessings written by God cannot be detained by man, nor locked by demons, nor buried by betrayal. Do you not feel it in your spirit? That restlessness in your chest, that stirring that keeps you awake, is not anxiety. It is your spirit detecting the shift. For while you sleep, heaven wars. While you weep, heaven restores. While you wait, heaven negotiates. This is why you sense such weight in the atmosphere. It is the tug-of-war between delay and release, between captivity and freedom, between resistance and breakthrough. But I declare to you now, heaven is winning. The angels are reclaiming what was stolen. The very portion that was diverted, the very opportunity that was delayed, the very wealth that was tampered with is being brought back into your hands. Heaven does not merely return what was taken. Heaven restores with increase. You will not only see your blessing returned, you will see it multiply. For the enemy's attempt has backfired, and what he tried to restrain will be released with greater weight, greater measure, greater glory. Imagine the invisible exchange. The accuser presenting lies, Michael standing as defender. the judge of heaven striking the gavel, and the blessing released once more into your account. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of the spirit realm. And because heaven has decreed it, it will manifest in the earth. Do not mistake the silence of this exchange for inactivity. Just because your eyes cannot see it does not mean it is not happening. Heaven does its greatest work in silence. Heaven moves most powerfully when the earth is still. And when the silence breaks, when the verdict is announced, when the blessing is released, it will be undeniable. You will look back on these restless nights and say, yes, that was the moment heaven was fighting for me. Beloved, stand firm. The silent exchange is underway. The verdict will soon be delivered. And when it is, no force in hell, no scheme in darkness, no voice of betrayal will be able to interfere. What heaven has reclaimed for you will find you, and when it does, it will never be lost again. Type "Heaven is fighting for me" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 8888. It is now activated over your destiny. Beloved, hear the word of the Lord. Justice is moving on your behalf. The scales that once seemed unbalanced are now being adjusted by the hand of the Almighty. Every plan that was formed against you, every scheme that was whispered in the shadows, every delay that was forced upon your blessing is being overturned. Heaven has declared a reversal, and the very weight that was used to press against you is about to be turned in your favor. For the Lord is not mocked, and whatever a man sows, he shall also reap. Those who sowed betrayal will harvest exposure. Those who sowed delay will reap defeat. And those who set their hand against your portion will now see heaven's judgment upon their schemes. Understand this. Heaven's justice is not delayed. It may appear slow to the human eye, but it arrives in perfect timing. Just as the seasons shift without fail, so too does divine judgment. And now the time has come where what was meant for evil will be forced to serve your good. What was whispered to curse you will echo as testimony to bless you. The pit dug for your downfall will become the grave for the adversary's own plans. The stone rolled to block your inheritance will become the very marker of your victory. This is the nature of divine reversal. It is not only restoration, it is multiplication. When the enemy steals, he must return sevenfold. When the adversary attempts to block, heaven opens 10 doors. When man says no, God's decree shatters it with a louder yes. You are not only being restored to where you were before the attack, you are being lifted to a place beyond what you imagine. The blessing is returning, and it is returning with interest, with overflow, with increase. Even now, angelic forces are redistributing what the enemy tried to hold. Wealth, honor, position, all that was tampered with is shifting back into your hands. And not only into your hands, but into the hands of those connected to you. For your blessing is not yours alone. It is generational. It is covenantal. It is a river that will flow through your life into the lives of others. The reversal heaven is working is not a single act. It is the turning of a tie. Beloved, the enemy will look upon you and wonder how the very plots designed to destroy you became the stage for your elevation. They will see with their own eyes the blessing they tried to block shining brighter than before. And heaven will make it clear. You did not rise by chance. You rose by decree. The adversary did not lose because of your strength. He lost because heaven fought for you. Take courage in this. You are walking into a season where justice will be visible. The unseen is manifesting. The hidden is being revealed. The whispered curses are being reversed into loud blessings. And when the reversal is complete, your testimony will be undeniable. Heaven is not only securing your blessing, heaven is ensuring that everyone who doubted will see the hand of God upon your life. Type divine reversal is mine in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9191 is now activated in your life. Beloved, the word has been released, the mystery unveiled, and the battle clarified. You have heard heaven's announcement. $1 million blessing has been assigned to your name, and though the adversary has tried to tamper, heaven has not abandoned you. From the very beginning, this message was a final heavenly notice, a divine alert that your portion is under attack, but also the Archangel Michael has been dispatched to secure it. Tonight the veil is torn. Tonight the enemy's disguise is broken. Tonight the name of the one resisting you is revealed, not to leave you in fear, but to assure you that nothing hidden can remain concealed in the presence of heaven's light. The enemy cannot hide. The blessing cannot be stolen. You stand in the covering of the Most High, and the armies of heaven fight for you. This is your seal. You are chosen. You are anointed, and you are guarded. The shaking you feel is not your collapse, it is your confirmation. The restlessness in your soul is not defeat, it is destiny calling. Heaven has confirmed your blessing, and no voice in darkness can cancel what the throne of light has decreed. So rise with courage. Walk with peace. Stand with assurance. For the gavel has fallen, the verdict has been rendered, and the decree is final. Your blessing is secure. Your inheritance is untouchable. Your name is written, and your destiny is unstoppable. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. And tonight, you will know that heaven itself fights for you. Rise. Your $1 million blessing is secured. Type IT is sealed in the comments if you receive this final word. Blessing code 1001 is now activated over your life. Beloved, before this moment closes, let me tell you this. When you support this mission, you are not simply helping a channel. You are fueling the very flame of God's word being carried into the world. Every video is a seed of prophecy, every message a stream of living water, and when you stand with us, you multiply its reach. The Lord declares that those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed, and your giving becomes a prophetic act that aligns with the very blessing declared over your life tonight. I invite you now. Release your seed through Super Thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description below. Do not hesitate, for this is your act of agreement, your prophetic response to heaven's notice. As you sow, may the oil of increase overflow in your life. As you give, may open heavens rain down upon you. Step boldly into this moment, for your support is not just generosity, it is obedience that unlocks your own release.